following the fatal shooting of two young men near Hamadan. Fars news agency, affiliated with the IRGC, confirmed the incident, stating it occurred after security forces fired on a vehicle carrying 3 passengers. According to the report, officers spotted a drone flying in the Tariq Darre area and, suspecting the nearby vehicle, issued a stop warning and fired warning shots. When the vehicle allegedly did not comply, they opened fire directly, resulting in 2 deaths and 1 injury. The head of the military judiciary organization in Hamadan province has announced that a case has been opened and a field investigation is underway. Local sources have identified the victims as Mehdi Abai and Ali Reza Karbasi, who were reportedly out for a nature trip in the region. The reports also suggest that the shooters were members of the Basij paramilitary force. The incident has sparked outrage, with growing calls for accountability and transparency in the investigation. The funeral for Mehdi Abai and Ali Reza Karbasi, 2 young men fatally shot by Basij forces, was held in Hamadan, where grieving mourners turned their sorrow into defiance. Chants of "I will kill the one who killed my brother" echoed through the crowd as anger boiled over during the procession. Mr. Abai and Mr. Karbasi were gunned down after security forces opened fire on their car near Hamadan, claiming suspicion due to a drone sighting. The incident has since sparked widespread outrage and renewed calls for justice. Hamid Reza Alimi, a regime-backed zoologist linked to the Islamic Republic's so-called reformist faction, has issued an unmistakable open threat, part of a coordinated narrative designed to legitimize future repression. His statement signals a state-aligned effort to lay the groundwork for systematic action against dissent, the use of religious figures to normalize political intimidation and incite retribution. The targets are deliberately vague, inauthentic or disloyal Iranians, a dangerously broad label that can encompass political reformers, ethnic minorities, and critics of the regime. This ambiguity is calculated. It allows for the justification of legal, military, or extrajudicial punishment without evidence. The threat is real, and the strategy is clear: blend theology with coercion, and use broad accusations to criminalize dissent, wrote Iranian Americans for Liberty on X. In a controversial move, Iran's parliament has preliminarily approved a bill to intensify penalties for espionage and collaboration with hostile states. Under this draft law, sending photos to Persian language media outlets abroad, especially during wartime, could result in 15 to 25 years in prison. The bill introduces dangerously vague definitions of espionage and enemy cooperation, effectively turning journalists, whistleblowers, and everyday citizens into targets. It's widely seen as another tool to tighten the regime's grip on information, muzzle dissent, and prevent the exposure of state violence. As censorship deepens and the crackdown escalates, this legislation marks yet another step in the Islamic Republic's war on truth. A group of Baluch women held a protest outside the Khash governor's office after Lali Bamari, one of the women injured on the Islamic Republic's recent military assault on the village of Gonich, passed away in hospital. Holding handwritten signs condemning state violence, the protesters demanded justice for the victims, punishment for those responsible, and an end to the regime's repressive policies. They also called for support and acknowledgement of the suffering inflicted on the affected families. The attack on Gonich carried out left at least 1 woman dead and 11 others injured. Lali Bamari, one of the wounded, succumbed to her injuries, adding to the growing toll of state brutality in Balochistan. Sara Abbasi, the wife of Manucher Bakhtiari, father of slain protester Pooya Bakhtiari, has raised alarm over her husband's deteriorating condition in prison and confirmed that he has been on hunger strike for 5 days. According to Mrs. Abbasi, Mr. Bakhtiari launched the hunger strike in protest against humiliating treatment by prison guards and the systematic denial of his legal rights. In a monitored phone call, Bakhtiari revealed that, on orders from the head of prisons in Qazvin province, he was forcibly stripped naked under false pretenses of medical transfer and verbally abused in front of other inmates, without ever being taken to the infirmary. Mrs. Abbasi also emphasized that Mr. Bakhtiari suffers from serious health issues, including heart disease, gastrointestinal complications, and a severe urinary blockage, and remains denied medical leave or proper care. She stressed that his phone calls are heavily surveilled and that the emotional toll on his family, especially while she herself is ill, is mounting. She warned that his life is in grave danger, holding the Qazvin prison authorities and Iran's judiciary directly responsible for any harm that may come to him. Fariba Diba, a 36-year-old mother from Isfahan, was arrested by security forces and taken to an undisclosed location. Sources close to her family confirmed that she was detained during a raid on her home, carried out with a judicial warrant issued by the Isfahan Department of Justice. According to reports, 5 plainclothes male officers and 2 female agents searched her home and confiscated all communication devices, including her phone, laptop, computer, and external drives. She was charged with propaganda against the Islamic Republic. Fariba Diba is a stay-at-home mom and mother of a 5-year-old child. Her only public activity, according to family members, was sharing posts in support of Prince Reza Pahlavi on social media. Despite repeated inquiries by her family, the authorities have not disclosed her whereabouts or legal status. It's suspected she may have been taken to Surush Detention Center in the Qaemiye district of Isfahan. So far, she has been allowed only 2 brief phone calls, during which officers warned that she could only speak with her child. Any questions from other family members would result in the call being cut. Authorities have declared her case security related and said no further information will be released until interrogations are complete. Mahyar Meibodi, a Baha'i resident of Rafsanjan, was arrested at his home by agents of the IRGC intelligence organization and taken to an undisclosed location. During the raid, security forces searched the house and confiscated various personal and electronic items, including laptops and mobile phones belonging to him and his family members. As of this report, no official information has been released regarding the reasons for his arrest, his whereabouts, or any formal charges. Mr. Meibodi's detention is part of the ongoing state-led crackdown on the Baha'i community in Iran. Also, more than 11 days after the arrest of Arman Nikayin, a Baha'i composer and music teacher from Qeshm, his family still has no information about where he is being held or what charges he faces. A source close to the family confirmed, despite repeated attempts, we've received no explanation from the prosecutor or his deputy. There has been complete silence on reason for his arrest or where he is being held. Nikayin was arrested on June 22nd in Shiraz by IRGC intelligence agents. His place of arrest was searched and several personal belongings of both him and others present were confiscated. His continued detention without charge highlights the opaque and arbitrary repression faced by Iran's Baha'i community, one of the most persecuted religious minorities in the country. Arman Rostami, brother of the late Aida Rostami, has released a bombshell video featuring audio of his own coerced confession made under threats and pressure from Iran's security forces. In the caption he writes, "This isn't just an exposé, this is proof of a crime. They tried to use me as a tool for their agenda, but now I hold evidence of what they did. Despite the pressure from all sides, I endured, not just for myself, but for every silenced family, every victim of forced confessions. I felt a responsibility to bring the truth to the world. His sister, Aida Rostami, was a young doctor who treated wounded protesters during Iran's uprising. She was abducted and her tortured body was returned to her family the next day, a tragedy that drew national outrage and international condemnation. With this revelation, Arman Rostami has reignited the conversation around forced confessions, systemic repression, and the brutal tactics used by the Islamic Republic to silence dissent. Municipal officers in Golestan town, Shiraz, clashed with a local shop owner after forcibly removing and destroying his shop's sign. According to eyewitnesses, the shop owner had repeatedly explained that the sign was a temporary installation, yet the municipal agents ignored his explanation, tore down the sign, and engaged in physical violence, injuring the man. This incident adds to growing tensions over aggressive enforcement practices by municipal authorities across Iran.